Okay, so my audition experience for the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire. This was, and I'm sure shall be, my one and only walk-in audition. Last minute, spur of the moment. I hadn't planned on doing any of those because I've had these auditions scheduled months in advance, and it seems really haphazard and stressful to me to just be wandering around like, will you see me? Can I fit in? Will you see me, please? So I really wasn't expecting this, and actually Royal Birmingham was a school that I had sort of removed from my Christmas list, if you will, because I had sent an email inquiring about UCAS points and what American qualifications are required, and I got a rather cold email response. I probably emailed someone that was at the college and didn't really know what they were talking about, but it was like, nope, can't do that, sorry. So it felt like a door in my face, and it made it easier for me because there's so many great schools to choose from, and I was like, okay, fine. So Royal Birmingham is not for me. But when I was visiting Alra at the Urtas at the Hilton Midtown in New York, there was just a really friendly looking girl sitting at the table, manning the Birmingham table. And she was an American alumna, as they all are. Most of these schools bring someone, a former student, an American student, who will chat with you just about their experience, and they help run the sign-in table and all of that. So I just wandered up and talked to her, and she said, well, actually, they're really great, and I think you should just come up and see them and just talk to them and see how it goes. And she said that she had been a walk-in. She hadn't been intending to audition for them. She walked in, she auditioned for them, she got in, and she loved it. It turned out we had a mutual friend in common too. So, that changed my mind. I was willing to be flexible. So after I was done with Alra, I went up and I saw them. It was two very nice, friendly, approachable, down-to-earth gentlemen sitting on a sofa in a hotel room. And I later found out they're both really well-known gentlemen, Stephen Sims and Alex Taylor, highly experienced, impressive resumes, and you would never have known. None of them are snotty. It's really incredible how much humility they have. So I walked in, shook their hands, handed them my resume, gave them my little pitch about myself and my background and what I want and why I want it now, and they had me perform my monologues. They had me do Cressida and Dawn. They recorded the whole thing on video, and then they had me sing a little bit. So I sang a bit of a folk song, an Irish folk song, and I sang a bit of a Latin hymn, just a cappella. It was just a great experience. They did talk about the MFA, the Masters, as several schools have tried to get me to be interested in the Masters due to my age and experience. And I said, well, really, I have thought about it, and I will continue to think about it. If a lot of people who know what they're talking about keep advising me to do this, then I'll be sensible, and I will strongly consider it. But ultimately, I don't think that I can, for a few reasons. I think if I get a 1 or 2 year master's or MFA instead of a 3-year bachelor's, I will always have a bit of FOMO, some fear of missing out. Like, what did those people in the 3-year course get that I didn't get? And the other problem is it closes a door in my face. I feel like it narrows my options down. It burns a bridge, because if I get a master's first, nobody is going to let me go back and get a bachelor's. No, that's not going to happen. They'll be like, why do you need that? If I'm already having to fight to get a bachelor's due to my age and experience, once I have a master's, it definitely won't happen. However, if I get a bachelor's first, I absolutely can go back after that, go to a different school, get a master's in something different. Maybe I decide I want to study directing. I don't know. So that's what I said. And then once I said that, they agreed with that. And actually, Stephen mentioned that in England, getting your bachelor's is actually the best induction into the Society of Actors. That's what's considered the thing that you really must have, not a master's. It's the opposite in the US. You need to get your MFA to be taken seriously, but that's not how it is in England. So it was really nice that they offered me, well, they weren't offering me a master's. They were saying I should consider it. And then they listened to what I had to say. And then they said, well, okay, your reasons are valid and we agree with you. So I really felt very, very listened to by them, actually, which was really interesting. I looked up, as I said, these guys' resumes, and Stephen was in Kenneth Branagh's Henry V because he went to RADA, and a lot of people that went to some of these amazing schools end up in some of Kenneth Branagh's productions, and that's one of my personal little goals, is I want to have a very small role, just one line, in whatever his next movie is. He's doing Agatha Christie's now instead of Shakespeare, but that's fine. I love Agatha Christie. So that was a really nice coincidence. So we'll see what happens with that. He said, absolutely, I can attend regardless of SATs or PSATs and anything else that I lack, that they'll make it work if I should be accepted. They'll show my video to the head of their drama department, etc., and maybe I'll have to go back and fill in an application form, etc. They said I would hear back by February 10th, which is interesting. Really, really lovely experience. I'm glad I decided to do it. There was also Guildford, not Guildhall, but Guildford was there at the Urtas, and I kept thinking about, should I go back? Should I drop in and see them? But I really just didn't want to, and today was the last day to do that, so I didn't do it, so too late. But I'm glad I did see Birmingham.